You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
3, 2, 1.
Spook.
We are gathered here as advisors, as scientists.
The kind of place we expect a ghost left to wander around.
Hey, we all know how we're going down, baby.
I'll help you. I'm something of a witch.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mission Spooky. I'm your interim host, Cord, and with me, as always, is just Kiki, queen of everything. Hey, Kiki, how are you?
I'm fine, Cord. How are you?
You know what, Kiki? I'm not okay. Because way back in the day when I started coming on this podcast, I always made jokes that I was going to eventually take over JC's job and be the host. Well, you know what? I'm sick of being the host, and I miss my friend, and I wish JC was here right now.
Me too, buddy.
I've been here for a while.
Holy shit! JC's back!
I was learning how to read.
So you're just muted this whole time?
I've been taking reading lessons. What? Yeah, I've been here this whole time. And I now know how to read a little bit.
You know how to read?
A little bit.
Finally, what is this? Episode 103. He finally knows how to fucking read. Congratulations.
A little bit. Only a little bit. I cannot read a lot.
Wow.
One sentence at a time, guys.
What a comeback. What a comeback.
What a comeback indeed.
Well, my child's been out of school for exactly 1 day.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And she's already sick of him.
Nah, he's great. We took him out yesterday for his first day off of school, and it was really cute. He was so happy. So we're going to North Carolina next week. Of course, we're recording this way in advance, but I just want to say that JC chose a subject that is parallel to a place that my father-in-law is headed to in a couple of days. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about it. So we've added something that we normally don't, like a state we don't normally talk about, but the story is very interesting. So we're sticking with it. Y'all be surprised.
Set your expectations kind of low, though. I cannot stress this enough.
Yeah, he just learned how to read. We just went through this.
We are going to break for sponsor. And when we get back, we're going to be talking about haunted rivers and maybe are we talking about creeks at all or streams? Is it just rivers?
Kind of, sort of.
Okay, when we get back, we're going to be talking about haunted rivers and streams.
Hey, this is Kate. I'm a forensic psychologist and crisis clinician, and I collect stories. Everything from true crime to trauma to parenthood. There's a lot more in common between depression and sociopathy, or between serial killers and podcasters, than you might think. Are you sure you really want to know? This is Ignorance Was Bliss at iwbpodcast.com and IWB Podcast on social media.
Hey, JC.
Yeah.
Why did the fish go to the river bank?
Was it to get his money out?
No. Kiki? No? Anything?
To deposit some sand dollars.
Good one.
Because it wanted to withdraw its fins.
Ow. Hurts so bad.
I think Kiki's was better.
Hey, both of you, where do fish go to take a nap?
The riverbed?
The riverbed, yeah.
Oh boy.
Jess just said that she's leaving me.
No, that makes sense. Honestly, that makes sense.
I have an extra room here for Jess, don't worry.
Kiki said she has an extra room for you. So it's all good.
That's really nice. It's like peacock colors. It's really cool.
Ooh, peacock colors in the room, huh?
Yeah.
In her extra room that you're going to live in.
It has a walk-in closet.
Hey, guys. Here's a good one.
Okay.
Why wouldn't the hipster jump in the river?
Why?
It was too mainstream for his taste.
Okay, I like
God
that
hates
one.
you.
That was a good one. I like that one.
I love that one. I'm going to keep that one. I love tossing pennies in the river and observing them. It's a good way to study my cash flow. Yeah.
Oh my fucking god. We need to be rated R because children can't handle the stupidity of these jokes.
I like the penny one because I could use that one like somehow in my D&D character next season. I'd be like, "You're so stupid that you throw coins in the ocean. Watch your cash flow."
Okay, I'm done. I exited the joke book. I left it. We're done.
So, you guys want to know the actual difference between rivers, streams, and creeks, and like when you should use the correct word for the correct body of water? Yeah, there is actually no technical difference between the three at all. So whatever you call it's right. They do usually use creek as like a smaller body of water, streams as like a medium size, and rivers as the biggest. But technically, there's no difference between the three. And that is according to the United States Geological Survey. I would not lie about this, because I was kind of disappointed.
Interesting.
She's trying to prove me wrong right now. She's Googling stuff to prove me wrong, and she's going to find out that I'm right.
No, actually, I was under the impression that streams, brook, and creek, they're kind of like interchangeable only because they have a temporary path of flow as a river does not. A river is usually permanent.
I mean, define permanent. With erosion, with geological shifts and stuff like
I'm
that,
telling you,
things
that's what the
fucking
fucking
move.
definition is.
No.
I'm like, it totally is, but that's okay.
You both need me to pull the joke book back up, because I swear to God.
Yep. Let's do it.
I swear to God.
Oh, also, streams, brooks, and creeks are not in a valley. That's why their flow is usually temporary, as in they can shift easier.
Hey, dilly dally.
Whoa. I did rivers, creeks, and streams, ma'am. I don't know why you keep saying brook. I don't know what you're like. But anyway, let's get going on this shit.
Let's do it.
Well, who's going first, man?
JC, I want to hear his beautiful voice.
I mean, I can. But once again, I guess I'll go in to set the bar pretty low, and then you guys can easily vault across it. So, I was unaware that we were supposed to do Pennsylvania.
Or just like the Northeast, because that's what we talk about all the time, but that's fine.
Yeah. So I found a river with a fun name that I like. Tombigbee. And yes, that is Tombigbee. Tombigbee River down in Alabama. There's a wonderful YouTube video by Dr. Poppy Moon where you get to hear a Alabaman historian lady talk about the story I'm going to talk about now. And her voice is, and I will state this for the record, fantastic. She is wonderful.
My father-in-law is originally from Alabama, so that's why I am allowing this. Thanks, Dad. He's a great guy. Awesome guy. Roll Tide. And great accent. Absolutely. Yep. One of a kind. You know they're from Alabama and not anywhere else. Love my papaw.
So anyway, the Tombigbee River, it is a tributary, whatever. I don't know. I'm still learning how to read.
Tributary
Of the Mississippi. Yeah, that one. But the main thing we're going to be talking about here is the ghost ship of the Eliza Battle. Eliza? I'm going to go with Eliza Battle. Yeah. You'd think I would have looked up the pronunciation beforehand, but I didn't. We know for a fact that this ship, it was a steamboat. It was a side-wheeler steamboat that weighed, yay or nay, 315 tons, which is a lot. Probably could have gone on a diet, got down to 300, whatever. During her time, she was one of the biggest and best, quality-wise, ships on the Tombigbee River. Well, steamboats. I shouldn't say ships in general, but specifically, she was one of the best steamboats. Now, how did she become a ghost ship, you might ask yourself? Well, it all started with a fire. So she had 2 fires in her day. One of the reasons specifically we know that she 100% existed, other than a lot of news articles and other records, is there's actually a documentation of a lawsuit from her first fire. So someone sued because, that's what you do in America, even in the early 1800s. You just sue people all the time. However, first fire that she got sued over, to my knowledge, everyone survived. I didn't actually look into that fire because it wasn't the interesting one.
Wow.
I know, I'm a piece of shit. So, on March 1st, 1858, it was a dark and stormy night by Kemp's Landing within the Tombigbee River. And once again, the Eliza battle caught fire. No one 100% knows why she got fire. Apparently, there's rumors. So I was able to find a supposed person who, on his deathbed, admitted that it was him. 30 years after the tragedy, a man on his deathbed in New York confessed that he and a friend set fire to the Eliza battle, although it was never proven whether or not he did.
That'd be a weird thing to just say on your deathbed if you didn't do it, though.
Another one of the potential reasons is, so it was a gambling ship. Apparently there were some gamblers who were caught for illegal activities by the captain and decided to set the fire for revenge, which would be really bad because a bunch of people died, which is upsetting. The ship was carrying, at the time, 60 passengers and 45 crewmen and a load of cotton bales. The fire was originally spotted at about 2 a.m. The fire had actually made it very difficult for passengers or crew to reach the lifeboats, so a lot of them ended up jumping into the water, and because it was at 2 a.m., they were in their, PJs, not very well dressed for March 1st cold water
In
weather.
March, that water is going to be probably freezing, at least compared to what it normally is.
Yeah. I don't think there's a specific number. I was not able to find a historical, accurate number as to how many people passed, but apparently a lot of people froze to death in the night before they were rescued. Either in the water or they were able to climb up into trees, but basically still suffered from hypothermia and passed away.
Yeah, that's a pretty not cool way to go too.
Yeah, no, not at all. Slow and not great. So there were fire pumps on the ship. They had saved the ship previously in the other fire that they got sued over. However, the fire pumps were turned off or powered off during the fire, which not when you want them to be turned off.
Well, yeah.
It's the one time you want them on. Since then, people have reportedly seen this boat as a phantom ship, but they report it to be on fire when they see it. And it's also spotted, to my knowledge, kind of anywhere around the Tombigbee River. There's also reports of like hearing old-timey music. I mean, just seeing the ship would probably be, oh shit, that's a ghost boat. Like, that's enough. I don't need to hear the old-timey music. I mean, I'll take it, but I don't need it, for my experience.
Be pretty satisfied with a flaming ship experience.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, I don't need the music, but I'm glad it's an added feature. That's probably about all I got. I didn't do a lot of research. That's why I said I'm setting the bar low.
Hey man, I don't think that was low. That's sick as fuck.
Oh, last thing. Supposedly, seeing the ship is a bad omen and potentially foretells impending doom. So, that's fun.
Doom.
And there is a full story of this in the 13 Alabama Ghost and Jeffrey book, written by author Catherine Tucker Windham.
Oh, you want me to go now?
I want you to tell us your fucking river story.
My river story is way closer to home.
He understood the assignment.
I looked up the story involved in the hauntings of the Brandywine River in Pennsylvania.
Different Brandywine, but I did go to Brandywine school district for until 7th grade.
First of all, Cord, I'm disappointed in you because I don't know why you didn't take an opportunity to tell a joke about Bigby's hand during that
I was
entire
gonna.
stroll down Tombigbee's
You didn't
river.
say the word Bigby enough.
Damn it! And secondly, Yahoo, Brandywine.
Yeah.
Made famous in The Hobbit.
So in order to fully understand this haunting, we have to do a bit of a history lesson. Back in 1777, capital of America at the time was Philadelphia.
As it should have
And
been.
as it should still be
Wow.
today.
Okay, hot take, everybody. Hot take. Calm down.
I like how fast we both were like, yeah, Philadelphia.
So obviously during the Revolutionary War, they kind of thought it pretty important to not let the British take the city, right? So as they were getting pushed back into Pennsylvania, they decided to put their defense for Philadelphia along the Brandywine River. George Washington thought that his army had all of the crossings covered. That was not necessarily the case. The British Army was being led by Sir William Howe, and he had...
Don't you mean where?
Oh, fuck you, dude. Don't bring that kind of negative energy into this, bud. All right?
There's a whole story about this guy's dog, by the way. It's really cool. But anyway, continue.
Who?
I'm about to leave. I'm about to leave. He was bringing along with him 15,500 soldiers, British and Hessian troops, right? He found these crossings that were unguarded, and he had a small portion of his army engage with Washington's men as the bulk of his people went upriver, crossed the ford, and came down and essentially flanked George Washington and his men and completely overran him. They set up a rear guard, allowing the American army at the time to escape. You know, those guys stayed back and held them off. Let the American boys fight another day. They did lose Philadelphia, but obviously we got it back eventually. Obviously, this battle was nasty. A lot of people died. So nowadays, most of the stories that are coming out of this are, I would say, similar to a battlefield encounter. We got the soldiers, both sides. We got horses, men on horseback. We got just sounds of battle and gunshots, big old musket fires, and people are reliving the battle still. Let's put it that way. There was this site that I found where just a bunch of local people were posting their stories. And it seems like a lot of people that live around there were like, oh yeah, we see revolutionary soldiers up on that riverbank all the time. It's like, oh wow, I want to go here now. That's really all I got. So, I mean, I think you did just as good a job of me, JC.
Man, I looked mine up like an hour before we did this. And then I closed a bunch of tabs because I got made fun of for picking non-PA. And, well, maybe do better.
Yeah, well, only like 45 minutes, all right? So don't get your panties too much in a bunch there, Buster.
Yeah, well, I wrote all three of these stories in 30 minutes before we came on.
Oh, my God. See? We all did it, JC. We all done did it.
And I guarantee mine are better than all y'all's because I'm a professional.
Yours might be better written, but I don't know if it's going to be better.
I don't know.
That's because you're a fucking nerd.
I am a fucking nerd, and I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, being a nerd's cool.
I chose the Hudson River because, guys, there's so many things going on at the Hudson River. It's pretty cool. But I picked 3 stories that I thought were the most intriguing. To be fair, I wrote this really fast because 2 of them I already kind of knew about, so I just had to sort of jot down the salient, details. And the third one is actually something that we talked about previously, but I had no idea it was also connected to the Hudson River until I started delving into ghost ships of rivers, which is ironic because y'all, hey, good job, JC, ghost ship. That's why I said, yeah, leave it in because we're going to bookend it with ghost ships. Okay, so First is my general history lesson one that doesn't have as much creepiness to like the ghosty part of it. However, it's supposedly a curse. Okay. And this one, if you're New Yorkers, listen up. If you're listening, this is all for you. Okay, this is a New York centric one from Kiki with love. Okay, Bannerman Castle is going to be first. That is located on Pelopel Island. I hope I'm saying that right. It is a Dutch word. It means ladle, soup ladle. Yeah, good information here.
Does the island look like a soup ladle?
It does not. No, I'll get into why it's called that in a minute. It is on the Hudson River. There is an abandoned castle, technically abandoned, built by Frank Bannerman, who was a Scottish entrepreneur and the largest arms merchant in the United States at one point.
Before Tony Stark took that.
Yeah, yeah. He acquired various weapons and military equipment from the Civil War and the Spanish-American War, as well as other sources around the world. Bannerman established his business in New York City and operated a popular store that was part museum and part military surplus shop. As his collection grew, Bannerman needed more space to store his vast inventory. Okay, so he, quote, needed space to store his vast inventory, right? Needed more space. It's more likely that his Brooklyn neighbors didn't really like the idea of tons of stored cartridges of ammunition lying around the densely populated area.
Oh, why not?
I wonder why, yeah.
You'll find out in a minute. He was eventually pressured by local officials to move his volatile collection elsewhere. So in 1900, Bannerman bought the 6.5-acre island in the middle of the Hudson River. It's about 50 miles from New York City, not very far from Sleepy Hollow. That's a little side note. Now, this island, according to Native American tradition, was inhabited by hostile spirits. Just keep that in mind as we progress here. The island, as I said, was uninhabited and conveniently located near West Point Military Academy. Now, I'm going to have the next story is actually going to be involving West Point slightly. He transported his stock to the island by barge and train, gradually constructing armories and magazines to hold his collection. Side note, Bannerman's catalog of military goods produced annually was considered the ultimate reference and purchase guide for military weapons collectors. In 1901, Bannerman began building a castle on the island, drawing inspiration from various castle designs that he had encountered during his trips to Europe. The castle, although not built by skilled craftsmen, served as both a functional storage space and a promotional billboard for the Bannerman's business. The walls facing the river and the nearby railroad tracks were whitewashed and adorned with large letters that stated Bannerman's Island Arsenal, and of course the company's Manhattan address. So he died in 1918, and construction on the castle was paused for a couple of years. It turns out, though, that the Brooklyn officials who asked him to move all of that stuff away from New York City was actually justified, as 200 tons of black gunpowder exploded, severely damaging part of the construction in 1920. Of course, the building hasn't even been completed yet. Oops. Then in 1950, the cargo ship Pelopel crashed during a storm, exploding on impact and causing further damage to the castle walls. The island would then be named after that ship and this incident, although some would still refer to it as Bannerman Island. Then new legislation eventually put obstacles to the family business, and later the ferry connecting the island to the mainland sank, after which the island became uninhabited once again. And then lastly, in 1969, a fire destroyed the remains of the building, leaving it without ceilings or floors. So the question remained, did all this happen because of the angry spirits on the island, causing all this bad luck?
Yes.
Or was it simply a case of fucking around with an arsenal and finding out?
Both.
It's a little bit of both, I think.
Could be both, yeah.
Over time, the castle fell into disrepair due to weather conditions and vandalism. For example, it did have a port, but that port basically sank into the Hudson. However, today, the island and its ruins are now owned by the state of New York and managed by the Bannerman Castle Trust. You can take guided tours of the island. Those are available May through October, offering visitors the opportunity to explore the castle ruins and learn about its history. In addition to tours, the Trust also organizes concerts and performances. Like, if I'm not mistaken, this year they're doing Dracula, a performance of Dracula during spooky season. I would love to go see that. This place is gorgeous. You can also get married on the island. And if you are kayaking down the Hudson, you can just stop off You're allowed to just stop off and visit as long as it's May through October when it's open to people. However, there are some very dangerous portions of the island as far as the construction goes. So it is kind of recommended that you go on a tour. And if you're on a tour, stay with your guide because, you don't want to hurt yourself.
That makes the trip not fun.
I was just going to say, is it no longer fun now because nobody got hurt?
So whenever I hear about munitions going off accidentally, and I know this is a bit of an aside, but I always think of the freaking the Looney Tunes bit where they'll have like Bugs hitting the munitions on the head with the hammer to quote unquote test for duds.
Yeah. The next story is it's close by the Hudson and also very close to Sleepy Hollow again. And you guys, it's the history behind this is you better know who the hell Benedict Arnold is.
No.
Who is that?
No.
Knew that that was, total setup. Okay, so in case you're
Was that the
younger-
one British guy?
Yeah, just the one.
Just that one.
Okay, so Benedict Arnold was a traitor
He's
during the
just moving on.
Revolutionary War. Yeah, I just ignore you.
Thank
Move
you.
on.
Thank
My
you,
life.
please.
Thanks for explaining that.
Oh boy. But he was not the only person involved in the traitorous affair because he had to have an accomplice, right? That was Major John Andre. He was the British guy. Technically, they were both British. However, Major John Andre is the British guy. They were both transported by boat to a secret location along the Hudson. This was going to be a big deal. They met up because General Benedict Arnold was going to turn over West Point to the British.
Do you think
That
they would
would-
have called it East Point after that?
No, they would have probably won the Revolutionary War. It's very strategic for them. I think they probably would have lived to regret winning the war. Economically speaking, they probably would have been like, "Fuck, man, we should not have done this." Then again, it might have been great for us, and we could have still been part of the British Empire. And there's a lot of things that would have not happened, like as in recent. I'm just saying.
Not on my watch, Peaky.
I don't want to eat beans for breakfast.
Okay, all right. It's just the beans.
If I
Really,
would have
that's the
woken
worst
up and
thing?
the Queen was
Fuck.
my president, I would have started a new revolution.
Wouldn't have made any sense, but sure.
It would have made sense.
One of you is worried about it. Well, it wouldn't have been cents. It would have been pounds, right?
Oh, fucking got me. That was actually pretty good. Yeah, I'm
Thank
proud of you.
you. Thank you very much. I know. I'm proud of myself too. Okay. Anyway. So, of course, we all know now that the name has become synonymous with treason in our popular culture. The short of that is that Arnold was he was kind of pissed off that he was overlooked for certain things, and he was. I don't know. I think it was just him being an asshole. Honestly, that's there's my personal historical take on it. He's just being a dickhead, you know.
Very factual.
Right. Thank you. It just says that in certain books. It's just Benedict Arnold being a dickhead and decided to, be a treasonous asshole. So anyway, Major Andre, though, was a very smart guy. A lot of the British soldiers at the time, like the higher ups, they were, and we've talked about this at least one other time, how I know, it was during the Pirates episodes, how a lot of them had money, right? And they only had their commissions because they were rich. Andre was not like that. He was not a poor family, but, middle class. And he really worked his ass off to get where he was. And for such a smart dude who did such hard work to get to where he was, this was dumb. This was it was partially dumb and partially like the worst luck that you could possibly fucking have, which kind of goes back to how this whole area is supposedly like cursed with the Native Americans. And I'm like, oh yeah, this area actually counts, right? So Andre goes and he meets Benedict Arnold. They have an exchange. Arnold basically is like gonna surrender West Point. It's gonna suck for the Americans. And Andre misses the boat to leave. Arnold gets on the boat. Well, now he's got to walk back to the British lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he makes a crucial mistake and thinks that he's in British territory. Now, one of the reasons for that is that this was September 24th. There's 3 young guys, John Paulding, Isaac Van Wert, and David William. They're walking towards Tarrytown, which we know, Sleepy Hollow, approximately 200 yards away from what is now called Captor's Monument, which is in the Patriots Park. Paulding had recently escaped British custody, so he is wearing a Hessian coat, and Andre mistakes him one of his own and asks him if they can help him back to New York.
Oops.
Yeah. Well, he basically tells them that he's a British officer. Not only that, but he's a British officer not in his uniform. He is wearing scrubs, militiaman type stuff. Now, these 3 guys right away are like, you're a fucking spy. And they strip him and they find all the evidence they need on him. All the papers. It's not good. They capture him. They take him to the old 76 house, which is still there in Tappan. Yes, as in Tappan Z Bridge. That's the headquarters of the American Army there. And he reveals his true identity. And he's going to be hanged as a spy, mostly because he's not wearing his British uniform. It's kind of weird how that works out.
I think they just found reasons to murder British people. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it was a whole thing. It was like, if you were... I've been sitting here thinking about this, and I'm like, it's kind of dumb if you think about it, because both sides had spies. That was like a thing, but it was like the rules of engagement with the war. Like, if you were a British officer, you had to remain in your uniform. Well, he died in his uniform. They sent it to him so they could put it on and be hanged, which was a terrible way to go for a British officer. He begged to be shot instead. That was better. Now, the funny part is that George Washington had actually written a letter saying that he'd rather that Benedict Arnold be found and hanged, and he would be okay with Andre being shot. But that sentiment did not reach the proper authorities. So now what's interesting is that there was a blog post about a possibility of why Andre's ghost has been seen floating around the park. And that is because in the 1800s, the body was removed because it was only buried 3 feet down. There's also a legend about how he was given a peach when he was hanged, or right before he was hanged, and he had it in his pocket. And when he was buried, since it was only 3 feet down, this peach tree actually grew up around his skull. And interesting legend. Don't know if that's true.
Sick as fuck.
Right? That's actually really fucking.
I want that.
Right?
I love peaches.
Yes.
That would be sick. Have some of my skull peaches.
Dude, we should develop a candle
I've been
scent.
thinking a lot about these.
Oh, God, it's so terrible. General Andre's skull peach scent. Get on it.
That would be incredible. I'm in on that. Oh, 100%.
My mission spooky. You heard it here first. God dang it. Where was I? Okay. Okay. So not only about the skull thing, but apparently one of the men who exhumed the body, that was then sent to England and reburied with like full regalia, by the way. I do believe he's actually buried at Westminster Abbey. Again, I'm going off memory on that one. This guy, the guy who helped exhume him, supposedly stole a couple of his toe bones.
That's very specific.
Yeah, well, big toes. Yeah, like he's both of his big toes. Like I could see that as an anthropologist. I'm like, yeah, okay, you can. Yeah, they're big enough, but also small enough that you could totally pocket that.
Take a couple tarsals to roll around in the pocket.
Yeah, but both of them, and then the author of that legendary story says that he's searching for his missing toe bones, and that's why he's wandering around. That's kind of funny, but I don't know. And then, of course, there's the legend that he still haunts the old 76 house where he was, held captive until his hanging. I like this part too, where if you come across the ghost, you can say something to, quote, get rid of him. Okay. So first of all, again, legend is if you see him, he'll be asking you, why did they hang me and not Arnold? Which is actually a good question because Benedict Arnold never got caught and wound up in England and was a total dickhead and, died over there instead of getting hanged for treason here. Fucker. Anyway.
Yikes.
Yeah. I'm with Washington on that one. I would have rather seen. I'm sorry, if it was me, I would have found Arnold and well, actually, there was a thing saying either he was going to get hanged or eventually just became just shoot him on sight. Like, don't let him fucking escape. Just fucking kill him because he's a true traitor, right? Andre, I feel like that would have been a good bargaining chip for later. I would have kept him until the end of the war and then sent him back. You know, that's just me, I guess. But anyway, if you find his ghost, you're supposed to say the words, "What party are ye from?" because that is apparently what the three men asked him when they saw him on the shores when he missed the boat. Got it? So if you run into Major Andre's ghost, just ask him, "What party are ye from?" and he'll disappear. Because I guess he got wise not to say, "I'm from the British side."
Already made that mistake once. No. I'm out. We're not.
That's the last mistake I'll ever
We're
make.
not doing this again.
Exactly.
You live and you learn. You know, that's what I always. Oh wait.
Like, I legit feel bad for that guy. He got screwed all the way around. Man, what kind of luck is that, though? Come on, you
Decently unfortunate, yeah.
run into three dudes and one of them happens to be wearing an outfit that matches what you'd normally see, one of your own wearing. Oh, God dang, that sucks. Getting confused. And normally a really smart dude, so
Mistakes were made.
This one's for you, Major Andre. All right, last one. Like I said, I was going to bookend it with another ship, right? So would you guys be surprised if I told you that the legend of the Flying Dutchman actually shows up on the Hudson River too?
Ooh.
Not really. I just assume that shit's everywhere.
That ship is everywhere.
I assumed the Dutchman has more of a salty territory than a fresh one, but
That's fair. But isn't the Hudson kind of salty?
Just because it's in New York, yeah.
well. You ain't gonna see or hear me disagree with that. Not one bit. We all met that guy.
That guy.
You know the guy I'm talking about.
So this one goes back to the days of Governor Peter Stuyvesant, when he was the governor of New Amsterdam. So, this has been around a while. There was a rumor circulating about a very large ship flying Dutch colors navigating the harbor against the north wind and ebbing tide, heading for the Hudson. Despite signals to stop and to identify itself, the ship ignored them, and when they shot cannons at it, it just sort of passed right through it as if it had no physical structure. That's got to be disconcerting. Some sailors spoke of mirages on the northern coasts and seas. I could see that. If you've been up on the northern coast, it's can be a little weird up there, a little spooky. But other ones, they start talking about the legend of the Flying Dutchman and how it is roaming the seas for centuries, right? Because we talked a little bit about that during the pirate episode. And in case you don't know, or you haven't listened to that, or you've forgotten about it, this is the one where...
Thank you for including me in that.
According to the legend, the captain had vowed to sail around Cape Horn in South Africa, regardless of any obstacle, and had been condemned to wander until he found true love, which could break the curse, which is where they got the idea from for Pirates of the Caribbean. That captain being Vanderdecken.
I thought that was Barbosa.
Yeah, I know it's confusing, right? So they say perhaps that he had sailed to New Amsterdam to find a new love, right? Because it was a Dutch harbor. So if you're sticking with the idea that he's like searching for a Dutch woman, for example, I'm like, okay, it's a little bit of a stretch for me, but okay, sure. A few other settlers claim that this ship is actually the Half Moon, or, and this one's kind of interesting, is the ship of Henry Hudson and his spectral crew. And I went into that very briefly about how one of my ancestors had given Henry money to, go exploring. And then he, there was a mutiny and he was left to die. So yeah, good job.
Oy.
Good job, ancestor. Well, he didn't know, Of course, the Dutchman, or this ship, appears on nights that are precursors to storms or hurricanes. The same is said off the Cape of Good Hope as well. So it's like one of those, whether you see it there or you've seen this ghost ship on the Hudson, there's the legend that goes with it that it's a bad omen, not good. Now, this story winds up in Washington Irving's book, a short story called The Storm Ship, which is in the book, called Bracebridge Hall from 1822. And as I've talked about many times, Washington Irving, of course, is from New York and wrote Sleepy Hollow. Get it right back around again. And in that story, it is suggested by a character Hans van Pelt that the Flying Dutchman, which haunted Table Bay, was unable to find a port and now sought another harbor, i.e., that's why it's in the Hudson. Phew. All right. There's my 3 favorite stories from the Hudson River area.
I like the one where stuff exploded.
I knew you would. That's
Yeah.
why I made sure to add that one. That was just for you, Cord.
I like the part when it went kaboom.
Boom goes the dynamite. All right, we're going to break for our musical guest today, which is a perfect combination for today's subject matter with these haunted rivers and streams. We chose Get 'em Wet, and this is the official start of what we are going to call Ska Summer. I know we're a little bit late getting into the ska, which I wanted to have gotten into a lot sooner than now. But anyway, Get 'em Wet is out of York, Pennsylvania, and the song that we're going to be playing today is called Summertime Vibin'.
I'm so excited.
Yep. We got a couple more ska bands coming up that are awesome. That'll run through August. And when we get back, we'll do Spooky Squad information. It's not even news anymore. It's just information.
Sing it, dog, sing it. Summertime and the heat keeps vibing. Can't stop, gotta keep on riding. Pretty girl sitting by my side. Got my money, but got no time. Yeah, the sheriff is hot on the tail. He don't like it when you busting out of jail. Hey man, I could make bail, but my man got the plan that don't fail. If we can make it to a place down south, lay low till the heat cools down. Drink a rum till the sun comes around. Spend the money till it all runs out. Summertime vibing, summertime vibing, baby. Summertime vibing.
Welcome back, you beautiful sons of guns.
All right. So we haven't had any new Patreon subscribers this month, but hey, we shout out to all of you who are currently subscribing. We appreciate every single one of you.
You're welcome.
Oh God, every time.
Look, yeah,
You're just giving to yourself,
Yeah.
man. It's fine. It's good.
yeah, somebody's gotta.
So if you would like to join the squad, head on over to patreon.com/missionspooky. We have tiers at the $1, $3, and $5 level. One single buck gets you our undying gratitude and a shout out on the cast, as well as the archived episodes of our state's bonus episodes where it was just me and JC. You also get access to our Booper Reels. We're on, I think, Booper Reels 17 will have dropped.
Yeah, I say a lot of
This
stupid
month?
shit.
Yep, and Booper Reel 18 will be next month. At the $3 level, you get access to our art cards and stat block for our creature cards. Yeah, somewhere in here, we're going to be dropping another Cord versus Cryptid episode. And so you'll get a new art card and stat block for that creature. All the other ones are available, though, for download. And you also get access to Kiki's Quirk, which I've been working on those. So we actually have the last one we did was really cool. Got some feedback on that one. People enjoyed it. So we might be doing more of those, which was nails, metallic nails, not human nails. Just to be clear, in Magic. That's why I have to be clear. I'm not using people nails or animal nails. We're talking about just metal nails. So Cord and I talked about that. That was pretty cool. And then the $5 level gets you access to our Discord channel. And $3 level also gets you the state's bonus episodes that include Cord. $5 is the Discord chat, the private one. And I've been trying to do once a month, just hanging out with everybody and talking about whatever. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Mission Spooky, at all those places. We have a Discord channel that's available to everyone besides the private one. And, come join us. We got some new participants on Discord. Really appreciate you guys joining us. Agent Cryptid, thank you for joining us. Hey, also don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes, Podchaser, Good Pods. Just remember to be kind. And you know what? I'll tell you what. If you rate and review us on iTunes, Podchaser, or Good Pods, I will start reading those at the end here for funsies. I might even go back and read a couple that we had that I missed that I didn't even realize we had. So that's pretty cool.
I want to do it.
Yeah. I mean, just collectively read them,
I don't-
whatever. We could take turns. We can pick the last 3 that people wrote for us and we'll read them.
Yeah.
I do kind of know how to read now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? That's kind of what we were waiting for. We needed JC to be able to participate.
Now the show can begin. After episode
Yeah,
100,
it's been 3 years.
Episode 103, the show can finally begin.
A lot of practice runs. I want to make sure we got it just right. Yeah, we finally figured it out.
When you start a podcast, some people will suggest tape 10 episodes, see how you feel about it, and then start actually doing things. We did 103.
Want to make sure
we
100%.
Go above and beyond.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're not going to delete all these and go in a completely
We've
different
just been
direction.
stalling so that now we can finally unleash the real podcast, which is us trying to convince JC that New Jersey actually exists through documented evidence. Now that he knows, he is able to read said documented evidence.
Right.
Have you guys seen the which one weighs more, 50 kilograms of steel or 50 kilograms of feathers? And the guy just can't wrap his mind around the fact that they're the same because you're using it's.
Yeah. I've seen
that would be me. You guys could take me to the border of PA and New Jersey,
dude. If you would have went with me to Shania last night, we would have been in New Jersey.
Well, we would have been in East PA.
Well, I mean, Camden is pretty much a little bit of Philadelphia that leaked across the river. So
yeah, it's like Philadelphia took a poop.
I wasn't going that far, but
it floated across the Delaware.
Yikes!
Shout out to Camden.
Oh my god.
Okay, did you see that I complained about buckwheat cereal not being around since 1989? And General Mills themselves tweeted back to me and said that they would tell everyone at General Mills, well, the important people, that they were going to try to bring it back. Did you see that? No, because you guys don't have Twitter. I screenshot it. I'll put it in Discord. There's also a petition to bring back Rice Krispie Treat cereal. But
where is that petition? Where is the petition? Send it to me now.
Never wanted to sign a petition more.
Will also. I feel like we need to have a separate channel for
cereal.
cereal.
Get diabetes from this cereal. It is inconsequential to me.
All right, so let's see. For fun, let's add the cereal channel. In the Discord.
I found out, I read the other day, I don't know how true it is, but they might be making a new flavor of the Halloween cereals, like Boo Berry and Count Chocula. They might be making a new flavor.
I thought they already did.
It's the green one. I don't know what it's called, though. I don't remember what it was called.
It just tastes like Fruit Loops,
really?
though.
I mean,
I already had it.
I'm okay with that.
Oh, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Now I want freaking Frankenberry. Soon we'll be having a breakfast food side project going on.
Oh, Carmela Creeper.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like
That's
caramel apple or
it.
something like that.
Yeah. Oh, I bet that tastes like Apple Jacks, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I bet that's a version of it. I'm okay with that too. So it was Fruit Brute. We tried Fruit Brute.
Fruit Brute is good. Fruit Brute, I believe, was one of the original, and then they stopped it.
And then there was Fruity Yummy Mummy.
Yeah.
But both of those were discontinued because they were limited anyway.
Yummy Mummy was great.
I just want to say that the year I was born is the year that these monster cereals were brought to all of you. So I feel like I had something to do with it, born on Halloween.
So they were brought to us like BC?
No. No.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. Me, Count Chocula, Frankenberry are the same age.
That's awesome.
Boo Berry is slightly younger than me.
Boo Berry.
I do love Boo Berry.
Me too. It needs to be October now so I can get these cereals.
All right. So once again, we got cereal talk in there. That was super important. And then also, JC, we expect you to have bar guests done like really soon because people are listening to your D&D meets creepy stuff, idea, and they really like it, and then you stop doing it. So I know you've been busy, but I'm just saying people really, really like it. So
yeah, I'll get right on that. But I'd like to state that Count Chocula actually appeared first in March 1971. Not October, just saying.
Hey, you shush.
Unless you were just saying like year-wise and not that you have the same exact birthday, because that would be incorrect.
No, we don't have the same.
Why would they
birthday.
come out Halloween?
Do you know Count Chocula is also supposedly 7'6"?
Yo! What? Is that the
Yep.
top of head or top of hat?
Don't know.
Well, this has been fun. But much like milk in cereal, taking us out once again is Get 'em Wet with the song Summer Vibin'.
And Blueberry came out in 1973.
Look what you did!
His powers are ghost qualities.
Be careful. We'll get. You keep saying, "Look what you did," and like we'll have like Swifties after us.
We'll have what?
Or is that "Look what you made me do"? Oh, maybe that's it.
Are you
Never
talking
mind.
about Taylor Swift fans?
Yes, I'm talking about Taylor Swift
Let me
fans.
tell you something, alright? I ain't scared of no Taylor Swift fans.
On a very,
I actually am.
I ain't
yeah,
scared
they're
of
absolutely like.
you.
I'm not physically terrified of any one specific Taylor Swift fan.
Right. It's the collective.
Yeah,
It's all of them
Bring
together.
Oh,
A
I
giant-
ain't scared. Bring them all at once.
I mean,
What I would like to see this. I want to see the Swifties versus the Hiddlestoners. Okay.
is
want
that what
that.
you guys call yourselves?
I don't call myself that. That's what they call themselves.
No, I don't think that's it, fam. I don't think that one's it. I don't think that's the one. I think you need to keep looking. You need to keep looking.
I agree with Cord.
No. See, it's funny because like she supposedly dated him for like 5 seconds, but he was too good for her. So,
Ba-da-bop.
dump that bitch to the curb.
Those might be fight. That might be what starts the war. These words right now, right here.
I stand with Kiki.
Look, I'll fight like on your side for sure, but like
We're all gonna
It's a
die.
single-
Like, listen, I
Yeah.
agree. I'm just very scared to do it.
I'm gonna have to pull out my full plate mail and probably my claymore, not the explosive.
shit.
I ain't scared.
Cord goes
I
down. and
ain't
plays
scared.
chord.
Bring it on.
Anyway, stay spooky and don't die on a hill battling Swifties.
We just cracking ourselves up today.
We're all punch drunk and silly. Okay, stay spooky and don't die. But if you do, contact us.
With the skulls of Taylor Swift fans.
Whoa.
No, I thought you were gonna go for
on.
I thought you were gonna go for peach skulls. What happened? All of that is getting cut from this episode. Dude.
Oh, then I guess it's gonna be real weird when I say that.
I ain't getting canceled
Yeah.
by Swifties. Okay, that's not a thing. That's not happening. Pick something else, bro.
With messages written on peaches grown from a tree that came out of your skull.
What do we see? Is this heat playing tricks on me? Or is it really meant to be? Our ladies come to set us free. Shoot out, cut them down from the noose. Out of town, outlaws on the loose. Headed down on 95. Just like modern day Bonnie and Clyde. If we can make it to a place down south, lay low till the heat cools down. Drink a rum till the sun comes around. Spend the money till it all runs out. Summertime vibing, summertime vibing, baby. Summertime vibing, yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta keep on riding. Summertime vibing, summertime vibing, baby. Summertime vibing, yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta keep on riding. I know one day it'll take us down. So if this is my last round, ain't no reason to slow down. I'ma keep on riding. And someday, baby, I'll be gone. And the world keeps moving on. Ain't no thing that's right or wrong. I'ma keep on riding. it all.